driving baseline. What a dive!
Wickham, how sweet was that? Step back three,
Wow.
Taylor George. She's got a flamethrower at the moment.
Shelley with a big triple.
It was acrobatic, it was impressive, it was Steph Talbot.
Jade Melvin, the lefty lay in. Capitals continue to roll. Perth have been unconscious from three. Alice Cooney connects.
She's pumped up, and so she should be.
Well, two of the most exciting teams in the Signet WNBL go head-to-head to tip off a Saturday night hoops doubleheader. With 5 wins in their past 6 games, the Townsville Fire will look to put on a show in front of their home fans at the Fire Pit for the second time in this 4-game home stretch. Meanwhile, the Caps still aim to go 4 from 4 and avenge their last loss against Townsville at this venue. Plenty of good matchups on the court, the fans packing out the Fire Pit as they usually do. And joining you on the call for this game is Julia Montesano and Laurie Chiswick. Welcome to you, Laurie.
Thanks very much, Julia. It has been a hot few days in Townsville, and they've had a few issues with the floor and condensation, but it is all fixed up for tonight's game, and we are looking forward to seeing a competitive battle between these two teams for the full 4 quarters.
Absolutely. 3rd versus 6th, these two teams. And before we do get into tonight's game, we have to take a look at the rest of the competition and the standings, because it is heating up at the moment. And that 4th spot in particular, Laurie, is what I've got my eyes on. How about you?
Well, you know, Geelong was in 5th. They beat the Flames last night's game and have got catapulted into 4th, and the Flames are in 5th now. But the reality is, Geelong, Flames, Caps, Lightning, and Flyers all have a mathematical chance of making it into that top 4. And really, it's only Bendigo Spirit in that top spot, which they've held all season, that is locked in a playoff spot.
Absolutely. Congratulations to the Bendigo Spirit. They've played a fantastic season. But tonight, the Fire, they're sitting comfortably in 3rd spot leading into tonight's game. And that's because they've won 5 of their past 6 games, I should say, Laurie. They've been in fantastic form.
Well, they certainly have, and they'll want to continue that form in front of their home fans. We always know it's hard to play at the Fire Pit, but one player that has really bolstered their roster at this time of year is Nia Coffey. What a great pickup for them. She was back in Australia in 2019 with Adelaide, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and she was named their MVP. And talking to Chris Lucas, who coached her, he said that she's just a great personality, never makes it about herself, it's always about the team. And won't that be a very ominous front court for Townsville when she partners with Lauren Cox, who had 25 points in round 11 against Southside?
Absolutely. Can't wait to see those two join up together and make Townsville an even scarier prospect for opposition teams. And of course, the opposition team tonight is the UC Capitals, and they've won their past 3 games, and believe it or not, are right in the hunt for a final spot, Laurie.
I know, who would have thought that a few weeks ago, but with teams losing, them winning a couple, all of a sudden, you know, they've got playoff aspirations. But if we can look at that lineup, there's a noticeable out in Chantel Horvat, who's got a thumb strain, which they thought she was playing through, but I gather it's you know, it's increased in its pain, and so she's out with an injury. But you know, bringing in Bishop, that's a good replacement that they've brought in as well.
Absolutely, 2 really good replacement players on the floor tonight, and a few good young players as well, and one of those is Monique Babongi. And for those who watched the NBL 1 North this season, you would have seen her absolutely dominating for Mackay. She's back in North Queensland in front of family and friends tonight to continue to showcase her skills in the NBL, the WNBL, Laurie.
Well, sometimes you just have to remind yourself that she's only 18 years old. You know, she's come into this group and has played bigger minutes than probably she expected. But she's doing a great job, and she fits in. She's, you know, taking everything in stride. She's learning a lot from the players around her, and of course from Paul Goris.
She's going to be a great prospect to watch on the floor tonight. Well, Townsville, their starting 5 has had a change for tonight, and it's that player we were talking about, Laurie. Nia Coffey comes into the starting lineup in place of Alex Fowler. The rest is pretty stock standard: Cox, Ellis, Froling, and Woods.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. She's a quality player. She didn't start last game because she had just literally stepped off the plane. I'm not even sure if she had a training with them. So she's had a week under her belt. So it'll be interesting to see how she goes in the starting lineup.
And for the Capitals, you mentioned Horvat out, and you can see the player who gets their opportunity tonight is India Boya. What a fantastic chance for her to shine.
Well, we always say where there's adversity leads to opportunity, and now this is her opportunity to start in today's game.
We're referees for tonight, Millard, Crowley, Long and Folker. As we see, Townsville and the UC Capitals go head-to-head to start off a Saturday night Signet WNBL Hoops doubleheader. The Fire 2 games into their 4-game home stretch. As Laurie mentioned, a hot day in the Ville, but fans always turn out for these much-loved games, especially on a Saturday night. Woods gets it to Froling, and that's a beautiful start for the Fire.
Just a really good use of that wing pick and roll. Froling rolling hard to the basket, and her teammate able to find her easily.
Let's see what the Caps can do to respond. Jade Melbourne attacks early and gets to the line for 2.
Jade Melbourne did a really good job of, while she was taking that layup, a little pass fake, looked like she was maybe going to throw it to the corner, and then continued on the way and got called for the foul, or got called and goes to the line.
Should be a nice battle between her and Courtney Woods tonight, number 1 and number 2 in assists in the league.
Well, they're both quality players. They can facilitate, but they can also score. Melbourne averages almost 15 points a game. Woods 15, 16 points a game. So they're both quality players.
Right now, Melbourne guarding Ellis. Great battle that's going to be. Froling had the first points of the game. Cox coming off 25 against Southside. One of their best performances for the season. Coffey wanted an early look, but just gets tapped out by Potch, who, speaking of having good last games, Potch dominated with the 27.
Well, she did, and both of those two athletes are long, athletic.
So too is Woods. She gets the first triple of the game. Melbourne tried pushing the pace, as she's normally so good at. That time it just fell a bit short. Woods gets another look, same spot, not the same result.
Well, she caught it nicely in rhythm, a 1-2 step, and shot it as she should have, but because she just made the last one, but didn't quite drop for her.
India Boyo injected into the starting lineup for the first time this season. Of course, used to play for the Fire. That's where she started her WNBL journey a couple of seasons ago. Potch getting free again, going up against Coffey, and does really well in that battle.
She did. She slowed herself down just to make sure that she could finish strongly, and Coffey's an elite defender, so she did a great job of finishing.
Coffey, an 8-year pro in the WNBA. Nice pass to Cox and finishes it off.
Really good. The team was focused on the pick and roll where Froling was scored last time, and then they left that foul area wide open. A little bit of ball watching there.
Munga dangerous and gets the finish.
Nice strong take. We know she's a strong player. She could shoot the 3-ball, but when she puts her feet in the paint and finishes like that, it's hard to stop.
Woods finds Cox again, going up against Collier. Can't bank it in. Melbourne thinks about the long pass. Crosses over Ellis. Jade Melbourne gets to the line once again.
I think that'll be Canberra's, you know, that they're going to want to play at pace like that. We've seen everything right now be feet in the paint, try and draw some fouls, get themselves to the line. They have to play a little bit of small ball. Townsville, with the assertion of Nia Coffey, are a big lineup out there.
Absolutely, and of course, Capitals missing Horvat tonight. They have got Abby Bishop on the bench, so she'll add some much-needed height to this team. Of course, Paul Goris would have had a bit to do with Nia Coffey over in the WNBA with the Atlanta Dream. Woods dishes to Froling and then gets it back. 8 points to 7, the scoreline. Pretty even spread of scoring to start. That's a nice feed to Froling.
That's something that Canberra's going to have to address, is that how they're defending that pick and roll with Froling.
Munga now. Thought about the 3. It's good D there by Fire on the baseline. Collier had nowhere to go. It's the kind of stuff that the home fans love to get around. As they cheer on their team on Saturday night. Townsville with 5 wins in their past 6 games. Cox goes up, and she draws the foul.
We were talking about Cox earlier off air, Julia, and I feel like she's getting better and better each week she's in the WNBL. And at this time of the season, she's starting to really dominate. And you know, it took her a while to understand the league and the physicality. But, you know, she's well and truly settled is Townsville's second leading scorer, almost averaging 13 points. And she's a real asset to this team.
This is the second free throw there. Melbourne off and running. Munga. Did really well to get around Froling, but just the bigger body affected the shot. Coffey now. First points of the night.
That is quality from Coffey. She just held her nerve, went up strongly, didn't worry about where the defense was. She gets an and one.
Really great drive there by Coffey. She finds herself at the line. Can't quite complete the 3-point play. It's been a nice couple of minutes here for the Fire, taking a 12-8 lead. Defending really well here, though. That's a great pass. The leading assist in the league finds Boya.
Well, again, I think there was just too much ball watching there. Jade Melbourne was coming off a screen. They were really focused on her, and great off-ball movement.
Boya driving now. Back to Melbourne. Again with that signature speed. It just fell short on that occasion. Woods, Coffey. Again, just rises above Poch.
And that's no easy feat. Poch has got long arms and knows how to use them, but Nia Coffey's just so athletic.
Wonderful drive there from Boya, making the most of her starting minutes. Silences the crowd momentarily as well, which I'm sure is probably an aim for any away team coming here. See Froling just goes down the back of the play there. Check it out on the replay here. Just Collier with that arm in the throat. Great.
There we can see Coach Shannon Seabaum. I'm just trying to look to see if he has any bags under his eyes because he's just had a newborn. Congratulations to him and Jamie for their new baby boy, Harry James.
Big congratulations to Shannon. Looks okay. As good as coaches can look.
Yeah. You never know if coaches are tired from that or just from watching too much film.
Constant thinking for the coaches in the WNBL. A lot of seasoned coaches in the league. Shannon Seabob definitely one of those.
Alicia Froling goes to the foul line the most out of anybody in her team. So far this year she's been there taken 67 shots, but she only shoots it at 63%. So it's just something that she would want to maybe try and improve in her game if she's going to get herself to the line so much.
Goes 1 from 2 on that occasion. Towns will still lead this one by 3. Reaching the halfway mark of this first period. Boya thought about the shot. We see Bishop on the floor. Collier on that early foul trouble. Allows Boya to drive. Great finish. Froling now. Shields, the birthday girl on the floor. Saffron Shields turns 19 today, one of the young guns of the league. She'll hope to celebrate her birthday with another win. Of course, last time these two teams met, was Townsville getting the job done 81-48, but the time before that was the Caps winning by a point, so series leveled at 1-1 at the moment. Ellis at the free throw line. Didn't she have a moment to remember in the first time they played the Southside Flyers, hitting that massive buzzer beater at the State Basketball Centre.
I think we might have been calling that game together,
Yeah.
Julia. That was amazing.
Certainly one of my favourite games ever. Great battle between those two, as it always is. Diebel on for her first minutes, trying to make an impact. Just a bit too heavy on the shot. Ellis with speed. Kicks it back out to Shields, and now Cox, and now Woods. Has a look. Just falls short. Poch coming off those 27 points. Tried to go with the one hand. It sort of worked out. She does head to the line.
Well, she got that rebound and then just exploded out of the pack there. We can see her just trying to gather the ball, deciding, but she knew she had the foot speed on Cox, so good decision for her attacker and get her go downhill and get her feet in the paint.
So Poch at the line for two, averaging just over 13 points per game, 4.5 rebounds as well. Coach Paul Goros will be hoping to continue his team's winning streak. They're right in the hunt for that 4th spot, sitting 6th at the moment, the Capitals. Mansfield out there for the Fire. Again, they get it through heaps of sets of hands here, Townsville. Just waiting for the right look. Shot clock in single digits now. Cox has a look. Woods, great rebound, great finish.
Really good opposite side rebound for Courtney Woods to just go in and get that rebound and be persistent and put it up strongly.
Bishop, can she nail a triple? Yes, she can. Vintage Abby Bishop. Welcome back to the WNBL. Shield with the hesitation and the finish. Happy birthday, Saffron.
This game is back and forth like we knew it would be, but great shot by Abby Bishop. I think she hesitates, should I, shouldn't I, but good decision to take it.
Equally good decision there by Saffron Shields to drive. Gets herself to the line. The team leading by 1. 3 minutes left in the first period. It's been quite high scoring to start. Shields keeps it going. Diebel dealt with ball handling duties. Goes all the way.
Why not?
Yeah, it didn't seem like it, but she trusted herself. Off she went and scores a level. Shields guarded by Melbourne now and loses it. Melbourne just stuck with it, and now, she'll miss the easy two. She'll be devastated.
She will. She does so many other hard things.
Mansfield makes her pay. Can often be the hardest baskets, those ones, the ones that you think are the easiest. Poch, beautiful movement.
Well, Capitals are doing a really good job of getting their feet in the paint and making life difficult. Dribble penetration for Townsville.
Again, Woods with a nice pass to Fowler, but just couldn't grab a handle of the ball.
Yeah, just shuffled her feet as she was trying to gather it to go up off 2 feet.
I suppose that's what happens when you've got Bishop and Poch guarding you. No easy feat to get around those two. Melbourne make up for a miss. Diebel just catches it. Steps back. Woods collects the rebound. Over loop pass to Froling. Brilliant.
That is a tough pass to make.
Woods second in the league for assists. Of course, Jade Melbourne #1. But Bongi, great step through in front of her family and friends in the house tonight. Feel nice. Minute 30 left. Who can Woods find this time? Goes herself. Bishop was there. Sends Bobogi off and running. The teenager from the Capitals steps back on Froling.
You could hear Paul Gorse yelling, "Get it out, get it out."
Melbourne nearly. Woods. Beautiful. What a start by Courtney Woods.
And those are the mistakes from Canberra, those little things that make a difference against an experienced team like Townsville. They're going to, when you make those mistakes, they're going to capitalize on them.
Melbourne now has a look herself. Crowd tell you the result of that one. So a few subs coming into the game.
Both coaches have used their bench fairly liberally already this game, and that could be due to the heat, knowing the game has to be played for 4 full quarters.
Fallon nearly worked it to Froling, and then Melbourne just sat on it.
Well, a really good team rotation. Melbourne dropping back into that split line area, bit low, knowing where that extra pass was coming.
First period hasn't even finished. Already half a dozen dimes for one of Townsville's leaders in Courtney Woods. Deeble now. 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Can they finish off the quarter? Leveling or a bit closer. Deeble does really well there. Now the fire. Woods, she's got the hot hand. Heads to the line for 2.
Really good kick ahead by the Fire on that basket by Deeble. Courtney Woods recognized that as her defender closed out, she could punch it into the middle, and now finds herself at the line, probably for the last shots of the quarter.
The Fire leading by a point at the moment. Extends that lead ever so slightly and gets her 9th point of the game. Of course, we mentioned she's averaging 15.5 points per game. And you can see they're a pretty good free throw shooter as well, 2nd in the league behind Sammy Whitcomb. As the first period ends with a Fire lead. Great start from both teams. Great shots made across both ends of the court. But at quarter time, it's Townsville 30 leading.
Right, let's see a little bit of a layup here. The Aussie Hoops program, yeah! Gives kids all over the place, all their basketball guys. You can do a few layups here, show us your skills. Kate, you've got some fire up here.
We sure do. We're going to fire up the crowd. All thanks to Sydney. We've got Olivia. Olivia, she'll drop the fire up this side of the audience. Olivia's going to say fire up, Townsville, fire up. And you guys are going to clap. Let's go. Fire up, Townsville, fire up. Love it. And Jack, your responsibility to fire up this side of the crowd. Are you ready? Let's go. Fire up, Townsville, fire up. Hey, give a round of applause.
And let's do it one more time. Fire up, Townsville, fire up! You guys are really good. Give yourselves a big round of applause, Fire fans. And Jacob and Braxton, give these boys a big round of applause, our Aussie Hoopers. We've got a little basketball for you here. I know it doesn't look like it right now, but
Welcome back to the Townsville Entertainment Centre, where it's the Fire bringing the entertainment to start this game. A narrow 3-point lead, 30-27. The Caps bringing it on the offensive end as well. It's been a great battle to start this game, Laurie, very offensive based.
Well, it's been back and forth. No team has really had the ascendancy. I thought Canberra's done a good job of getting their feet in the paint, but every time they do that, then there's certainly an answer from Townsville. So as you would expect, this score is close. It'll be interesting to see if anybody can up the defensive intensity to take either team out of their comfort area.
Courtney Woods leading the way so far, the 10 points and 6 assists to start for the Fire. She's had fantastic start. Second in the league for assists, 7th for points. By the way. Let's see what the Capitals can do to start this second quarter on the right note. Down by just the 3 points at the moment.
They've come out in a 2-3 zone, just trying to mix it up a little bit.
Shields. Mansfield. Dangerous from 3, and that's why.
Certainly you can't leave her open. You've got to close out long, carrying a high hand, and take her off that 3-point line.
Just like that, Townsville's lead out to 6. Potch, contested shot, gets her own rebound. Great effort. Munga from the corner, can't respond. Coffey injected into the starting lineup tonight. Her second game for the Fire this season. Foul called, basket won't count.
Jade Melbourne was trying desperately to front or half front just to hold her off, and probably a little bit of holding there.
Jade's in the action once again. You can't say she doesn't feel it. She's heart and soul. Mansfield left open again. Same results. Hot start for Lauren Mansfield in this second period. Caps on the back foot here. And it gets turned over once again. Shields, only Melbourne ahead of her, goes all the way.
Yeah, pretty quick timeout by Coach Paul Goris. All of a sudden you're down by 3. 2 quick 3s in a row. You're down by 9.
Power Bank brand. Keep your devices charged and never miss a moment. Visit signet.com to find your perfect power bank. So all of a sudden, a couple of 3s from Mansfield, a 2 from Shields, 38 plays 27. And it's a bit of a time for Paul Goris to really employ his teaching tactics as a coach. Of course, a bit of a smaller lineup tonight against those Townsville taller players, but the depth on their roster is really troubling the Capitals at the moment.
Well, you know, there's no question Townsville are a very good a team. With the insertion, as we've mentioned, of Nia Coffey, it elevates them even more. Canberra have some outs with Horvat. You know, they'd been playing well. They only found out a day ago that she wouldn't be playing, so they didn't really have time to make a lot of adjustments out there. But you know what? They will just battle on, and you know, Paul will every game, every minute of every game is a learning experience for Canberra.
38-27.
So you have to look. There's only 3 seconds for them to get it over the halfway mark, or they'll get an 8-second violation called.
Coming as quick as they can here, the Caps. Munga. One way, then the other. Great finish.
Really strong finish by Munga, just using her strength, really stretched out to make that finish.
I feel like she's a player you turn to respond after a bit of a turn of momentum, as Coffey lets it rip just short. Melbourne now. Munga, can she go back to back? Does. Sent Fowler to the deck as well.
It was a good decision to do a pull-up. You know, she'd driven all the way the last time. Defense was well and truly locked in at the in the key areas, so just to pull up was a good decision. But what a good decision by Saffron Shields. A little bit of wheeling and dealing there, a nice finish on the left.
19 years old today and celebrating with a few nice buckets to start off this game. She got her team to a win here tonight. Boya replaced Horvat in the starters. Munga. Collier. Bowyer for the long triple. Still can't get the shot to go. Nice couple of looks. And a whistle blown as the Fire went down the court. So Bowyer's going to head to the bench for the Capitals. That was her third foul. Collier also with the 2. So just a few things for Paul Goris to be mindful of. As Monique Babongi re-enters the court. Great pass to Coffey. Cox was free. Stays with the Fire. Woods already with the 6 assists this game. Who can she find this time? Goes to Froling. Collier is able to collect. See the rebound count pretty close between the two teams to start this one, 13-12. Hunger again, just more physical.
She is. She's really not taking a backward step at all to anybody on the Townsville Fire.
So tough to come up against Nicole Munger. Gets turned over. Melbourne with Poch ahead, wants to use her.
Almost a great block by Gia Coffey.
She's certainly looking for that big moment near Coffey. She came off the plane pretty much last game and straight into a game that's the 2 points. She's looking to get going in a hurry.
Well, the fact that she actually chased down, she ran the length of the court to, you know, try and make a defensive block.
Well, you can make sure you're following all the live stats of today's game in the free WNBL app. You can also check out game highlights, team and player info, and more. Download it from the App Store today. It's the second time out of the quarter. It's the Fire still leading 40-33. Caps have had a good response out of the last time out, mainly through Nicole Munger, who's scored the 6 points in this quarter already.
We can see whoever is guarding Jade Melbourne, their job is to keep the ball out of her hands. So they're really all over her and harassing her and making life difficult for her because they know what an influence she is and how she can get going and get her team going for Canberra.
So Poch at the line. You can see the field goal percentage there to the left of your screen. The Fire shooting 60%. Well, that was in the last game, sorry.
Well, neither of these teams are great from the free throw line. Canberra averaged almost 72%, Townsville 71%. So 7th and 8th for both for the whole competition. So that's not an area of strength for either team.
You can see it there. Babongi tries to respond from the corner and ends up with Shields. Coffey. Right on the line for 2. Hold our breath there on the call. It was a good 50-50 by the looks. Poch certainly thought so.
I don't think Poch had her feet set at all.
Coffey just a bit stronger, using all that experience. Playing in the WNBA. Taking that back to the WNBL. We know she had success with Adelaide when she last played down under. Named their team MVP. Pretty amazing when you can bring a player like this in the hunt for a top 2 spot.
Well, it certainly is, and teams have, left these injury replacements right till the last. I believe the ruling is that you have to play a third of the season, so 7 games. So that's exactly why they bring them in when they do.
Certainly a flurry of replacement players came in. Abby Bishop as well for the Capitals, and then McKenna Dale, who we saw last night for the Sydney Flames, come in too. So every team just trying to Get the players in at the right time. Babongi now. Munga again left alone. And it rattles in.
Really great kick ahead by Babongi and good footwork by Munger, just to 1-2 steps in, very good rhythm. Nice walling up as well, good defensive stop.
Melbourne now with it. Scoops it back out. Poch. Goes again, Froling this time, Meta. And gets the stop, fireball.
Well, the Caps have done a good job of clawing back that 11-point lead that the Townsville Fire had. Now it's down to 4 points halfway through this second quarter.
I sense this won't be the first time the floor wipers are out there tonight. You know, it's been pretty hot conditions up there in Townsville.
Yeah, speaking to Paul Goris, he said that they, you know, there was just a little bit of problems with condensation and the air conditioning, and that they only had half a court to shoot around, both teams, not just their team. So, you know, it was really important that they got it fixed up, because you certainly don't want anybody slipping.
Absolutely, a great job by the team at Townsville Entertainment Centre to get the court in a good state for what's been a really good game so far. 40 plays 36. Last time it was a comfortable win for the Fire, 81-48. The Caps will be hoping to get a different result this time round.
Jade Melbourne's called a specific play, see if they can execute it.
Shot clock down to single digits. Finds Collier, and it rolls in. Good patience there. And the Fire can't quite get it in the right hand, so it allows Babongi to try and get around Shields. A great battle between the two young guns.
Yeah, she probably just needed to kick it back out. She didn't have an open look there, and that's...
Whoa.
And we talked about that before, those sort of decisions, when they don't come off, then it, you know, Townsville just run it down your throat and make you pay. Oh, that was a tough foul, tough bang for both of them.
See, both players a bit ginger after that. Thankfully, they're both still out there. Coffee ready to take her free throws. Munga will head off after a really great stint so far this game. 11 points, 5 from 8 from the field. After a really great start by Townsville, she's been the one to pull the Caps back into it.
Yes, definitely.
He gets them both to go. Ellis guarding Melbourne. Bishop. He's played a nice bit of minutes here. So she'll have a bit of a bigger role to play than her last game, with Horvat out of the lineup. Ellis. Coffee. Drives. Just a bit too hot. Bishop as calm as ever on the boards.
That's what Bishop brings to this young group, just to her experience, her calmness, her ability to read the play, know when to push it, when to slow it down.
So the Caps get back here. Ellis. Woods with it now. Shot clock down to 6. Bishop again. To Melbourne. 3 minutes left in the opening half. Great set of passes here. Collier just couldn't finish it off.
I was just thinking Collier needs to be a little bit more involved in the action right now.
Bishop getting herself involved. Jump ball. You can see Bishop constantly communicating with her teammates out there as well. Just providing all the experience she can.
Well, when they picked her up, Paul Goris was saying that, you know, the other players, it was automatic respect for her. She chimes in with her words of wisdom. The players really like her. She's a good person, and she just brings that excellent experience to this lineup.
So 42 plays 38 in this timeout, and we're calling all sports teams. Say goodbye to travel headaches and hello to CTM Sport. CTM are 100% committed to delivering excellence in our field. Leave the logistics to the travel experts so your athletes can focus on what they do best. Learn more at ctmsport.com.au. So Paul Goris and Shannon Seabohm, two experienced coaches in the league, delivering messages to their team. Townsville got off to a hot start this second term, but the Capitals have pulled themselves back into the game very nicely.
The scoring certainly, the pace of the scoring has certainly slowed down this quarter with 3 minutes to go.
It was 30-27 at the end of the first term. Both teams have picked up their defensive intensity. Nicole Munger for the Caps has been a leader of that, both offensively and defensively. We've seen how physical she's been this period. Deeble bringing the ball down. Oh, and Ellis just stopped her in her tracks, has Fowler ahead of her, finds her, and Fowler finishes.
I've been so impressed with Abby Ellis this year, and she doesn't try and do too much. She knows her limitations, but she's been really dynamic for Townsville.
Bobongi. Foul call there. Bobongi back in North Queensland. Of course, she played for Mackay in the NBL 1 North competition. She's former Queensland Junior Athlete of the Year. Family and friends in the house tonight to watch along, which I'm sure will be a great boost for her. Bishop hits the second three for the game for her. Just like that, back within 4 points. Woods.
I think Courtney Woods has to be one of the best players in the WNBL that uses her pace, so she slows down as she goes to the basket. You wouldn't say she's explosive, but she is so effective going to the basket.
Leading the scoring tonight for Townsville is Courtney Woods. Deeble. Shot clock ticking down. Potch needs to launch. Good D there by the Fire. And a foul call to come with it as well. Just over a minute and a half left in the opening half. Sees Courtney Woods walk over to the line. She's had a fantastic season. It's Courtney Woods.
Well, as you mentioned, she's second in the competition with 4 assists at 5 points. She shoots the foul shot at the free throws at 89% and leads her team in scoring with almost 16 points a game. So she's really come of her own this season. And last season, I think she really stepped up last season as well.
Absolutely picked up where she left off last season. Fowler, great read, it pays off. Froling just has to stop and find a teammate. Woods. Fowler shoots the three pretty well, and that's no exception.
She certainly does, 55%. Give her the ball at the three-point line.
Absolutely. And all of a sudden, Townsville regained that 11-point lead that they got out to at the start of the second term. It's been a really good response out of the timeout. Potch one way, then the other. Too long in the key. Basket not counting. So not the end to the half that the Caps would have wanted. We'll see another timeout on the floor. 45 seconds left for Paul Goris to draw up a play, and equally for Shannon Seabom as well. Townsville having the ball. Ford dealers are all about supporting the game here in Australia, from Ford Aussie Hoops to the WNBL. We've been backing Aussie sports and communities for nearly 100 years, so when you're ready to hit the court, your local Ford dealer is here to help you get to the game. So an 11-point lead for the Fire. Caps playing without Horvat tonight.
The Caps really need to focus in this last less than a minute to come up with a really good stop, and then if they can get a basket, either a 2 or a 3, that'll bring it under that 10-point margin, and you know, they'll go into halftime feeling okay about things.
It's a big psychological difference, doesn't it? Just the double-digit lead versus the single-digit, especially for a young team like the Caps, looking to continue their impressive winning streak. Keep in touch with that top 4. 6 at the moment, 5 wins and 10 losses for the season for Paul Goris's team. It's going to be Townsville ball from the baseline. Under a minute left in this opening half. The home team with the ascendancy. Woods hits the deck behind all of that. So that foul was on Collier. That would be a 3rd for the game. Just a bit clumsy there. So Courtney Woods back at the line once again. If you're a Fire fan, she's certainly the person you want shooting all these bonus free throws with a great clip. 2nd in the league from the line.
Well, when I said I hoped Collier would get a little bit more involved, it wasn't meaning foul, because last game, you know, she scored 19 points, 10 rebounds, so she was super involved in their win against Adelaide.
Especially with the lack of size tonight, without Horvat in the lineup, you sense she needs to be a one to really try and stay out there for them tonight. "16 seconds left here for the Fire to extend their lead. It's already at a game-high 13. Can they inflict more damage before half-time? Abby Ellis knows about clutch shots. Kicks it out to Fowler. That one's off target. But a great second term from the Townsville Fire. They showcase their experience in front of their home fans, and at halftime they lead this one 53-40.
Need the composure. Jackson blows the roof off. Wow, it's LJ the GOAT. There's Jackson again.
Well, that's something that they're going to have to take care of business.
Through every heartache, through every cheer, we won't give up till the final buzzer. We've never been more ready.
Need the composure. Jackson blows the roof off. Wow, it's LJ the GOAT. There's Jackson again.
Well, that's something that they're going to have to take care of business.
Through every heartache, through every cheer, we won't give up till the final buzzer. We've never been more ready.
Get closer to the game with the free WNBL app.
Clark with the N1.
Check out the fixture and grab your tickets.
What a finish to the third quarter.
Catch game highlights, Stay connected to your favorite player or team and follow live game stats. Anytime, anywhere.
Cole cracks 2 more.
The WNBL app is where it's at. Download now.
Celebrating 50 years of sneakers?
For a delicious dinner that disappears and lets you squeeze in one more episode before bed. Pick up Latina Fresh, Australia's favourite pasta and sauce. Latina, we got the weeknight.
Ford dealers have backed sport in communities for nearly 100 years. And now, from the Boomers and Opals to Aussie Hoops, your local Ford dealer is proud to support basketball. Because all dreams start somewhere.
Welcome back to the Fire Pit, where it's the Townsville Fire leading the UC Capitals by 13 points at half-time. Only 3 points separated these two teams at quarter time. The lead's now up to 13 for Townsville as a result of a 23-13 second quarter where the Fire really stepped it up, Laurie.
Well, they did. They sort of found their rhythm early, and they got into a tempo that suited them. And Canberra really weren't able to take anything away. They tried a little bit of zone early, but went back to man-to-man. Nia Coffey contributed. In fact, when you look at the stats at halftime and the people that are scoring, it is really spread out. So that makes it difficult to really focus on any one person. But good to see Abby Bishop score her trademark three-point shot. But what a pass that was, a good kick-ahead basket. And Mansfield again came up with a couple of big threes for Townsville.
Some of the positives for the Capitals, that woman on screen, Nicole Munger, 11 points, 5 from 8 from the field, and everyone that's got minutes for Canberra has got points, so they've got to keep backing their scoring in, it seems.
And the other area was it, not that it shows on these stats, but the turnovers. Both teams kept the ball, took care of the ball relatively well, but Cox with 6 rebounds. Collier 8. She hasn't scored a lot, but she has been influential by going after the rebounds.
In a bit of foul trouble, Charlie Collier, but continuing to go after those boards. Before we get into the second half of this game, let's take a look at the top 5 plays of last round.
Sharp straight down the keyway, high off the window and in.
Rush there. Munger. Big block from Turner.
Oh, the response down the other end is huge from Atwell.
The spin. The points are going to count. Hoop plus the harm. And Alex Fowler will go to the line for one more.
Truck down that sideline. Now they release Shelley. Audacious, bingo!
Oh, that's what happens when you are confident.
great to have your company for the second half of this battle between Townsville and the UC Capitals. The Fire leading this one 53-40. And Laurie Chiswick, it's been largely thanks to the work of Courtney Woods, who has 16 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds so far.
Well, she's been dominant in and she plays such a calm, controlled game. You know, she started off by that high pick and roll between her and Alicia Frawling was really effective, and the way she got her assists. But for her, she's a scorer. She's got 16 points already. She's a facilitator, 7 assists, 100% from the foul line, shot a couple of threes, rebounds. She's just playing the complete game right now.
Absolutely. Leading by the front is Courtney Woods for the Fire. Her team out to a 13-point lead as we head into the second half of this game. You may notice today that players from both teams have a purple band around the top of their singlet. This band is a powerful symbol of support for survivors of domestic violence. This season, the WNBL, clubs, athletes and the Players Association have united to raise awareness around this critical issue. Enough is enough. A life free from violence is possible, and when everyone plays a role, real change happens. Learn how you can be part of the solution by visiting Full Stop Australia. So second half about to get underway in Townsville. The Capitals with a bit of work to do, down 13 at the moment. The Fire looking to continue to sit comfortably in third, perhaps get a bit closer to Perth in second, although that's pretty hard to do. The Lynx are flying at the moment.
Well, you just never know, do you? So
yeah.
you can only, your destiny's only in your own hands. So for Townsville, for them, it's about continuing to, win games, especially on their home court. As you mentioned, they've got a couple of home games coming up, and they don't play Bendigo anymore. They've played them there 3 times.
I'm very relieved about that.
Yeah, they play Perth in the last round in round 16. But really, when you look at all their other games, they're all against teams that are below them on the ladder. So, they've got a pretty good run home if you look at it like that.
The Capitals as well, a few winnable games in their upcoming run as well. The next game up against Southside, who are struggling with a bit of injuries at the moment.
Well, they are, and in our double header tonight, they head to Perth, so that'll be interesting to see how they go, because as you mentioned, Perth is flying high. What a brilliant game that was on Wednesday night between number 1 and number 2, Bendigo and Perth.
Absolutely, lived up to the hype. We had circled that game in our calendar for a while, first versus second. And it was the Spirit who got the job done there. But all eyes on the second half here at the Fire Pit. Townsville up against the UC Capitals. Home team leading by 13 points. The second game of this 4-game home stretch for them. They love playing in front of their fans in the Fire Pit. Always a hard task for the opposition teams.
Yeah, look at all that sea of orange out there. They're very supportive of their team.
It's absolutely brilliant. Congratulations to all the Fire fans who come out week in, week out, support this team. Courtney Woods, hot start to the game. Cox can't get the start she wants for the second half just yet.
We can see Boyer back on court after she had to sit for a lot of the first half because of her foul trouble.
Collier finds a way through. She'll have to earn her points at the line.
I think they called a travel first.
Yep. Not quite Collier's night so far. Doing super well on the boards with the 8, but just the 2 points so far. Definitely someone Paul Goris would love to have a bit more minutes, and probably someone Paul Goris would like to have a bit less impact is Lauren Cox, but she's dominating.
Well, Townsville are just playing very simple basketball. They've shifted the ball a little bit, then just a wing pick and roll and a roll to the basket. And it, if you can keep things that simple, do it. We know that teams that are coached by Shannon are more system-based, and right now Townsville are doing a good job of just being patient in what they're doing.
You can tell they're getting the right shots. If you have a look at their field goal percentage, it's sitting at 52 at the moment, so getting the right looks and converting them. Melbourne gets the first shot to go. Tell she's been a focus for this Townsville lineup tonight. Trying to get the ball out of her hands, as I think you mentioned earlier in the call, Laurie, as much as they possibly can. She'll be pretty damaging when she gets going, Jade Melbourne. This Fire lineup firing on all cylinders. Cox gets her own rebound. Goes for a third time. Oh, and just couldn't get it to go. Deserved the bucket in the end. Just couldn't finish it off. Potch now. Getting to work on Coffee. Great move. .55 plays 44 now. Ellis. Coffee.
Yeah,
likes the look of that.
That looks so good, leaving her hand. Great job, Townsville, of just spreading the floor, reversing the ball.
Woods heading into Bowyer there. Of course, Bowyer, the former Townsville Fire player, now turned Capital. Great look here from Nia Coffee. It'll give her a lot of confidence. Back in the league. And gets the rebound. Off and running. Oh, Cox just couldn't quite find the right pass to the pass to, but yeah, great save by Ellis. That was all part of the plan, Lauren Cox will say. A few bodies down there, and no surprise to see Munga once again involved in the action and the physicality. So 58 playing 44. Fire, second game into their 4-game home stretch. They'll have it from the baseline. Woods, straight away, knocks it down.
Just a well-executed play, baseline play. Courtney Woods just coming on off a couple of screens with a scorer's mentality and no problem catching and shooting that.
Collier tried to get free there for Melbourne, who found Potch and responds with a 3 of her own.
That's a good look by Potch, because so far this game she's been all about getting to the rack, getting her feet in the paint and finishing. So to hit a 3 is a really good result. And we see a steal now from Jade Melbourne.
Finds Munga. 11 points so far for her. Scoops it to Collier. Doesn't quite get it to go. Ellis now for Townsville. Great acquisition she's been for Shannon Seabom. So too is Lauren Cox, who knocks another one down.
Well, Collier just stepped off of Cox on that penetration, seeing if she needed to help, but good recognition to kick it back to her, and there was no defender close to her at all.
Melbourne tries to burrow her way through. Not quite liking the call is Jade. Good defense there by Cox. She's such a competitor, isn't she? Woods now. Ellis loves a 3. Loves a 3.
Well, I feel like Canberra are almost over helping right now. They're getting to the split line, but they're leaving their shooters wide open, and certainly Townsville are shooting the 3 ball at 47%, 8 from 17, so they need to get them off the 3-point line.
And it doesn't help when Coffee can get inside for 2 as well. They're doing it all at the moment. 22-point lead for the Fire. Timeout called. And for for a quick and easy weeknight dinner that the whole family will enjoy. Pick up a family pack of Latina Fresh pasta and sauce. Ready in minutes and so delicious there won't be any complaints at the dinner table. Find Latina Fresh in a chilled pasta aisle near you. All of a sudden it's ballooned out, the lead for Townsville, and Paul Goris has a bit to think about at the moment.
Well, I think the Capitals just have to go back to they need to put more pressure on the ball. It's too easy for Townsville to score right now, and I know that's easier said than done, but Townsville are just feeling so comfortable. So if they can get in the lanes a little bit more, make sure that they're chasing them off the three-point line, they've got help, you know, all those things that I'm sure he's saying, but easier said than done.
Of course, and on the other end, Shannon Seaborn will be quite happy. You can see the shooting stats on the left of your screen. 50%, 2, 3, and field goals overall. So having a really good game. The Townsville Fire.
Well, and that's the thing is, you know, if you're playing a team that's having a red-hot shooting night, sometimes it doesn't matter what you do, they just seem to be dropping. And as I said, Townsville are doing a good job of spreading the floor and stretching the defense out. So either they've got some dribble penetration or they drive it in and then kick it out to a shooter. See what Canberra can do here out of this timeout.
It's in great hands with Jade Melbourne. Doesn't quite get it to go. Coffey's been working her way into this game nicely. The 11 points for her. Shields. Back to Woods. They share it around, Woods and Shields, and eventually Woods gets the result she wants.
Again, they are feeling so comfortable, and Canberra aren't doing anything differently to take them out of that comfort zone.
Poch. That one falls short. And the Fire continue the great shooting from three-point range. This time, Woods is off target, but great rebound by Froling. Cox has a second look, and she knocks it down. Unbelievable.
Well, when you're shooting like that, why not just pass it and shoot the three ball?
That's 4 straight triples for the Fire. Capitals really on the back foot here, because we've spoken about their offensive game, but they've been just as good defensively, although Boya had a really nice look there.
She did a really nice slice into the basket, and Jade Melbourne saw her out of the corner of her eye, bullet pass to her, and a nice finish.
Melbourne averaging 7 assists per game this season. Shields, great ball handling. Gets it to Woods. Goes inside this time. Froling's there to help. She'll head to the charity stripe. Not much else Munga could do there. Woods and Froling have worked so well together throughout this season. And Froling at the line once again. It's her 8th point for the game. Loved some of the get-ups in the crowd tonight as well.
Yes, I saw something where I can't quite remember what the theme was. It wasn't a beach theme.
Oh, I think, yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Good fun. I mean, it's great when you can get your crowd involved. Good active hands there by Cox.
Melbourne there, just a bit too much energy. Alex Fowler will re-enter the game for the Fire, so just when you think they're hitting their three-point shots, they bring on one of their best shooters too.
That's right.
76-49. Ooh, and a big hit there from, I think it was Cox. Melbourne hit the deck.
Yeah.
Yep. See there, oh, it was a bit like a domino effect. Cox with the contact in the end.
It's really important that Canberra, you know, they need to continue to do some of the things that they've done well in the past and get something out of this game.
Melbourne looking for some assistance. And Townsville win the call there. You can see Cox hitting the deck. The sort of foul you want to give away. And it was Collier again. She had a similar foul earlier in the game. And it just means her foul trouble increases. She's got her 4th now. 2 points and 9 rebounds for Collier tonight. Cox, on the other hand, on double watch, 11 points, 9 boards. Coming off a 25-point game against Southside.
I like to see Debo, the way she's playing full court.
A bit of chatter out there. The youth up against one of the veterans of the league.
Do you think Abby Bishop's wishing her happy birthday right there?
Certainly what the MC thought, so we'll trust his thinking. Shield says thank you very much. Amazing she's only 19 and playing the way she is. Gets both free throws to go. Here is that play you mentioned again, Laurie Diebel. Getting it to Melbourne. Went back and then went in. And then just lost it.
I'd like to see Canberra get it through hands a little bit more, shift the defense, really test Townsville and see how their split line help is, their closeouts. Right now it's a lot of dribbling and one person handling the ball. There you go.
That's better.
That's a nice dribble penetration, outside, inside.
I think Abby Bishop might have heard you, Laurie. Mansfield. To coffee, so much experience out there for Townsville.
Well, that was a bit of a zone, just trying something different, anything.
Yeah, we know their scoring's dried up, but if they can just dry up Townsville's scoring slightly, it will certainly help them a little bit. Bishop again!
Abby Bishop on fire from the three-point line.
That's what we know she can do.
Middle of the zone, talking it up.
Shields, great pass to Cox, banks it in. Babongi now. Goes herself.
Whoa. Cox is second in blocks in the league, averaging 3.2, and that was pretty emphatic, that one. Sending that into the bleachers. Whack. Knock over somebody's drink there in the box.
Bongi at the line gets the first one to go. Been watching the blocks all season between Cox and Turner. They've been flicking around between 1 and 2, and it's a matter of decimal points, really. Be interesting to see who wins the battle of the blocks come season's end. See there, 3.3 to 3.2. Mansfield open. This time doesn't convert. Capitals breathe a sigh of relief there.
That is one thing when you play a zone, if you can get a good rebound, often you can run off a zone.
Back to Diebel. Great pressure applied here by the Fire. And Bishop reached in.
That was a really ambitious pass. There were two players all over Bishop in the key.
Great defense there by Townsville. Capitals with nowhere to go. As a result, Saffron Shields heads to the line. Mentioned both teams aren't the greatest in free throw percentage. A chance for them to really refine as we get to the pointy end of the season. And
we know too, Julia, how important foul shots are in a close, I mean, this game not so much, but a close game. You miss a couple of foul shots and that can be the game right there.
Absolutely. Especially when the pressure hardens in finals time as well. As many looks as you can get always helps. And now Fowler will find herself at the line.
Good pass by Ella. She recognized that there was a mismatch. There had been a switch and Debo was switched on to Fowler, and she did a good job of keeping her on her back and holding that seal. Good angled pass, and now she finds herself at the foul line.
6 points for the game for Fowler now. She's had a really positive season for the Fire. Heads out of bounds. And Capitals ball. Just under a minute left in this third period. It's been all the Fire, really. 29 points to 16 so far in this third term. They really put their foot on the accelerator. It's a similar scoreline to their last game.
See, those were the baskets that the last game Potch was able to get against Adelaide. You know, putting it, being explosive, but Townsville's defense just is too good. They're staying connected. They're stopping that dribble penetration for the most part.
Let's see who they can find here with the seconds ticking down. Mansfield went all the way. Froling fouled on the rebound. 2 shots to come. So Bishop records a third foul. And Collier's got the 4. Bowyer and Melbourne also with the 3. First one rattles out for Froling. 8.6 rebounds for her in this game. Second one heads on in. So a chance for the Capitals to have the last say on this third term. They've been outplayed by Townsville. Great work from Babongi back in North Queensland. A nice finish for her. But credit to the Fire, they've got themselves out to a very handy lead at 3/4 time. They lead this one 84 to 58.
Very good. Do you want to just check the jiggle works? Kerry, do you want to check the jiggle? Okay, let's hit it.
All right, 3 questions. Let's see how we go. Question number 1. What is the name of the iconic pink granite monolith that overlooks the city of Townsville? Someone yell out an answer. Yes, Castle Hill. Big round of applause. That's 1 point. Kill. This could be hard too. He's just thrown the chicken in. Besides shopping, what kind of recreational facility can visitors enjoy at the main central to get fit? The gym, yes! First base fitness is there. Big round of applause. We have around many of one more question.
Thanks for joining us for part 1 of a Signet WNBL Hoops doubleheader on your Saturday night. At three-quarter time in this one, it's the Townsville Fire leading the UC Capitals by 26 points, and it was off the back of a 31-18 third quarter, Laurie. They really got themselves going, the Fire.
Well, and I think it was because of the defense that they were playing. Nothing was easy for the Canberra Capitals, and the reverse of that was they had a lot of open looks, Townsville. Canberra really, you know, their defense wasn't great as far as just finding players and making life difficult for them. We can see everything's open looks out there. So Townsville did a good job of taking advantage of that and then themselves making life difficult for Canberra.
Caps coming into this game, having won 3 in a row, so a bit of a wake-up call for them if you know, they want to try and get up to that 4th spot. There's 3 firepower teams up ahead of them. Townsville, Perth and Bendigo all playing amazing at the moment. Team just getting around Potch there. Hopefully she's all right after that drive.
Don't know whether it's an ankle or a knee, but hopefully she's okay because they certainly can't afford any more injuries.
Absolutely. Of course, Abby Bishop brought in as an injury replacement due to injuries to Meg Jefferson and Ella Tofeano.
You know, you look at the reality of where the teams sit. The top 3 have stayed in that order for a long time now, and there has been a gap between those top 3 and the rest of the competition. We've talked over and over how it's that 4th spot up for grabs, but I think tonight's game is just indicative of that gap between the top 3 and some of the other teams. And yes, on, you know, another night, Townsville, you know, or sorry, Canberra could have a blinder and Townsville not so much, but you have to think in a playoff situation over the course of best 2 out of 3 that we're going to find one of those 3 teams or those 3 top teams in the finals.
Absolutely.
Is it too early to talk about that, Julia? There's a 4 rounds to go after this weekend. I just think that's the way the season has gone for the most part. There hasn't been really any changes in those top 3s. There's been certainly lots of movement down below, but those top 3 have stayed pretty stable.
Bongi, great look.
Now I like that. There was ball movement, there was player movement. They forced Townsville to have to think about a few things defensively.
Woods, Shields left alone, knocks it down. That's what we saw a lot of in the 3rd term, just strong players being left alone, but Bongi is stepping it up. We spoke about the ladder earlier on.
And that's just looking at the percentages there on that right-hand side, and you can see the difference between 3rd and 4th and then how close it is the rest of the way down.
Yeah, Geelong getting themselves up to that 4th spot with a big win last night over Sydney. What a great couple of games they've had without Keely Froling and Monique Conti out there.
They really have.
A lot of spirit in that team. Woods now to Mansfield. Woods gets it back, steps through, and again, Babongi's found herself with the ball again. What could she do this time? They just have to reset things here, the Capitals. Diebel. Bishop. Thought about the 3. She's had a good night from long range.
Somebody gotta get a shot up. Oh dear. She's
oh no. Just not enough awareness there, unfortunately for the Caps. You can see an early timeout called on the floor. 87 place 63. And Foot Locker is celebrating 50 years of sneakers. Celebrate 50 years in the current hoop season by grabbing the latest kicks and apparel at your nearest Foot Locker, the official major partner of the WNBL. So early timeout in the fourth quarter, Laurie.
We're just looking at the last couple of defensive possessions or defensive plays by Canberra. Their hands aren't active, so yes, they're closing out, but they're down. They're down at their side, and you need to close out with a hand up. You need to be tracing the ball to try and get deflections so that, one, you know, they can't just shoot a wide open shot, but it also then helps your players defend anybody that's inside. It's, you know, they have to, it's not just such an automatic easy pass. They have to think about the defense. So I think Canberra just need to be a little bit more disruptive when it comes to what they're doing on the court.
You can see there the foul trouble isn't helping them. Collier with the 4, Bowyer with the 3, and then Collier's also got the 3 turnovers. And she hasn't had the best of nights. It's been great to see players like Babongi step up, and Deeble get some more minutes. Munga, Poch and Babongi all in double digits. Meanwhile, Townsville have 4 players in double digits. And climbing. Froling.
Really good finish by Froling. She had to go up against Abby Bishop. She used her strength.
Munga. Great D there by the Fire once again, and trying to turn it into great offense. Shields gets an assist with a behind the back pass.
I think they're both smiling as they're running back on defense after that one.
We spoke about things just going your way. That's been the story for the Fire. Yes, they've worked so hard to get to where they're at. Great work there by Munga.
Abby Ellis just, or sorry, Lauren Mansfield just lost vision of just a little bit of ball watching, as has happened a little bit in the first quarter.
This time it gets slapped away from Fowler. That's better by the Caps. Although Munga just caught in 2 minds on the dribble. Cox re-enters the game for Townsville. Look at this pass from Shields. Woods with the wry smile there. Shannon Seabomb's team is so connected. That's how they really love what they're doing out there. Cox's shot doesn't fall. Townsville into the 90s. Still 6 minutes left in this game. Munga strong on the boards. Jump ball called. See Collier back out on the floor. One last ditch effort. Sitting on the 4 fouls at the moment. Courtesy of Dean Andrews, who let us know that Mansfield hit her 2,000th career point earlier on tonight. So big congratulations to Lauren Mansfield. Munga. Collier and Bowyer try to work together. We've got to be aware of the shot clock this time around. It's in single digits. Bongi can't quite keep it in. Seems a bit of a different look Caps lineup to the one we've seen in recent weeks. Just gone back into their shells, I feel, a bit tonight.
Well, I think they have to, and you know, we have to remember they're missing Horvat, but I think Townsville's forcing them into their shell. They're just not giving them anything easy. They have to work even to catch the ball. And so, you know, that takes a lot of effort, and they're just not... And the addition of Nia Coffey certainly helps Townsville's case and their rotation and how they're able to, you know, spread the load around.
Certainly helps out Lauren Cox as well, who's been shouldering a lot of that action down low. Fowler scoops it back out to Coffey. Collier with the rebounds. Gets it back to Bowyer, who started in place of Horvat tonight. Great award for, it's been a really nice season for her in Caps colours. Diebel. Collier has to shoot. Falls short. And a foul just called as Ellis was bringing the ball down. So that's Collier's 5th. And there'll be a timeout on the floor with the scoreline sitting at 93-65. 4 minutes left in this game. It's been all Townsville. Does Paul Goris focus on here, Laurie?
Oh, that's a tough question.
It's a bit of a loaded question, sorry.
Well, no, I'm just thinking, you know, in his situation, I guess you sort of go, you know, let's forget the score line right now. Let's put some quality minutes on this last half of this quarter. You know, again, I would be emphasizing the defensive end. Let's get some good stops. Let's be active. Let's be disruptive. And then offensively, again, I just think they need to get it through more hands. Right now, there's one pass, maybe a pick and roll, or somebody just going one-on-one, and you know, there's not that real, you know, they've had 12 assists for the game compared to Townsville, who have had 24 assists for the game. So there's been a lot more ball movement, and if you get ball movement and player movement, shift that defense. I just don't feel like Townsville's defense has been that tested that much tonight.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. They've been making it look easy. I'm sure they have been challenged. It's always challenging playing against a team like the Caps, but they've shone through with their experience tonight.
Well, one thing I give the Fire credit for is that they haven't stopped playing. They got a fairly healthy lead at halftime, but they've continued to play. And one that, you know, that shows a good professional team, but it does show some respect for Canberra as well, knowing that they have to continue that, and that's exactly what they do with that three-point shot.
Yeah, they're not done. They're not ready for the bench players to come on. They want to stay out there and continue to get their numbers up and keep the lead climbing in front of their home fans.
See, so nobody else touched the ball there when that shot went up. So everybody was in a good blockout position. They were in a good position to run. And there we see the result of that. Just an easy basket for Townsville.
And Canberra playing with quite a small lineup on the floor at the moment as well. Collier out of the game. Potch and Bishop also on the bench. So a chance to see how they go. Bit of a different look, but Bongies have been a real positive for them. That one just rattled out. Bongi with the 12 points for the game. Cox, easy as you like, goes back to back. Producing another fantastic scoreline is Lauren Cox, a double-double, 15 points, 11 rebounds. Diebel trying to get past Ellis, no easy task. Coffey. Can she continue to extend the Fire's lead? Not quite. Melbourne loses it.
Well, this is actually good minutes for Coffey to play with this team and you know, get her legs moving, work with her teammates.
Just couldn't quite get them moving there, unfortunately. It ends up with Bowyer. Babongi. See a few tired bodies out there. Always a tough road trip to Townsville. Good finish there by Melbourne. Of course, the Caps head back home after this one. They host Southside and then Sydney. Cox again.
She's racking up the points in this fourth quarter.
She's been everywhere. And now you can see both players turning to their bench. Lucy Cochran on the floor. Really highly rated college prospect playing for Townsville this season. Jess McDowell-White out there. And Waihape Andrews gets her first minutes for Capitals, and she gets an assist. Great opportunities for these bench players this last minute and a half of the game. Cochrane, nice work. Froling just couldn't quite finish it off. Babongi.
Nice
Beautiful.
find. That's a good find. A good movement by Munger, going hard to the basket, slicing through the key.
McDowell White with it. Cochrane again tries to work with Froling. This time finds Ellis. And Babongi eventually rescues it for the Capitals. Under a minute left. Fire have played a fantastic game in front of their home fans. Boria now. Well, Harper Andrews with a nice rebound, just lost it. And McDowell White gets on the move. Mansfield. Great work by Babongi to close her there. McDowell White. Oh, great moment for Jess McDowell White.
It's always good when you can come on the floor in the last few minutes and score a three.
And the fans on their feet. It's been a fantastic performance from Townsville. Boya can't quite finish it off. And a great win for the Townsville Fire, a comprehensive performance. See them getting around to Jess McDowell White after that three. Well, Townsville improved their record to 6 wins in their past 7 games. They win the series over the Caps, and at full time it's 105. Getting the job done over the Caps, 71.
Really comprehensive win and lots of contributors from Townsville. The player that, you know, probably I'm most impressed with is Courtney Woods, just the way she went about her business. Finishing with 24 points, which, you know, she didn't do in a flashy way. It just sort of crept up with that, and we know how much she's facilitated her teammates too. So she was very impressive, as was Lauren Cox, especially in that fourth quarter.
The Townsville team as a whole had a really impressive performance. 21 points to 13 in that fourth quarter, and mention all their big names stepping up. They're looking fantastic as they head towards that pointy end of the season, Laurie.
Well, they are, and when you can get so many people being great contributors, you know, you become very difficult to guard, and that's something that Coach Shannon Seaborn will be very pleased about, the fact that so many people got involved. 5 players in double figures, and you know, that's hard to defend when a team, they shot the ball really well, the 3 ball at 46%,
Unbelievable.
the field goal at 53%, so that is really good signs going ahead. And just getting some more game time into Nia Coffey, who is only going to get better and better within this group and Shannon Seabone's structures.
Unfortunately, the win streak comes to an end for the Capitals. Outplayed tonight. 3 players in double digits, which would be a positive, but a bit to work on heading into their next game against Southside.
Well, they'll need to make some adjustments with Horvat being out for we're not sure how long, but you know, they'll have to work on things. But you know, their next few games are winnable games, and when I say that, it's that group of teams in 4th to 8th. So you know, they'll take stock of that and see what they can do.
Overall comprehensive performance by the Townsville Fire in front of their home fans tonight. They always tend to lift at the fire pit, and confirmation of some of the great stats we've seen from this game. Courtney Woods, 24 points, as you mentioned, Laurie, shooting at 53% from the field as well, and the 11 assists. A really great output for her. Jade Melbourne averaging the 7 for the game. She gets the 7 for this game once again. You can see for the Caps, Munger leading the scoring, Collier leading the rebounding, and no surprise to see Cox leading the rebounding for her team. 19 points, 11 rebounds, and a great fourth quarter by her in particular.
Well, it was, and she just seemed to move to the right spot, especially when they were playing in that zone. She really cut hard to that high post area, looking at high-low action and or shooting it herself from that range, which is she's very comfortable with.
Well, it's a great birthday in the end for Saffron Shields. She had the 14 points for the game, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and great shooting from the field as well, 80%, 100% from the free throw line, and She sort of personified how well the Fire went tonight, Laurie.
Well, she was great, and then, you know, especially Abby Bishop wishing her happy birthday there
Yes.
on the court, which we're sure that's what happened. But no, she had a great night where she came on and played some valuable minutes, and, you know, that's always nice to get a win when it is your birthday.
And confirmation as well of the fantastic stat line from Courtney Woods. 24 points, 11 assists, 4 rebounds, 53% from the field, 4 triples, and 6 from 6 from the free throw line. She just dominated everywhere she went tonight, Laurie.
Well, she did, and she's such a pleasure to watch. She leads this team really well. She's the extension of Shannon Seaborn on the court, and she looks like she's really enjoying her basketball.
Well, up next, we mentioned it's a big doubleheader tonight on the Saturday night. The Hoops continue over in the West with Perth taking on the injury-hit Southside. Lynx looking to bounce back from their loss against Bendigo on Wednesday. But all credit has to go to Townsville for tonight. An impressive and comprehensive performance, a big win over the UC Capitals to the tune of 34 points. And on behalf of myself, Laurie, and our fantastic production team, thanks for your company, and be sure to keep it on 9 now to see Perth take on Southside.
Ellis driving baseline. What a dive!
Wickham, how sweet was that? Step back three,
Wow.
Taylor George. She's got a flamethrower at the moment.
Shelley with a big triple.
It was acrobatic, it was impressive, it was Steph Talbot.
Jade Melvin, the lefty lay-in. Capitals continue to roll. Perth have been unconscious from 3. Alice Koenig connects.
She's pumped up, and so she should be.